Hello and welcome to another update video about XRP. For XRP here, the view is basically unchanged that we are going to see one more low in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think we've seen the low yet. This hasn't changed, this view hasn't changed. Well, it's never changed really. We've always been waiting for one more low. Then we had this rally to the upside, but I told you that there is no evidence that this is already pumping, yeah, and I think this assumption was correct. I did initially see some more short-term upside potential. This did not materialize due to the strong sell-off here on the 9th of November. But yeah, the view was that we're going to make one more low, and I think we're on a good way to that. We've now come dangerously close to the June low. So yeah, I think at least at the moment there is no signal that the low is already in. Generally, my view here for XRP, long-term view is it's not a great chart. Problem is that this high from the last bull run is lower than the high from the first bull run. It's not a sign of strength. We can still give the benefit of the doubt, but the chart itself doesn't look great. I'm just thinking if we can actually draw something like a descending wedge here, which would indicate, not ideally, but, well, maybe. So if you draw this, and this is only a guide, right? It's only a guide, but if you look at this whole thing as a so-called descending wedge, you can actually see that most recently we broke out. Now, this still doesn't mean that the low is in, but it means we broke out of this sort of downtrending channel wedge. If I zoom in now, and we might have retested this already or come down a bit lower, maybe one more dip, and then we've made a new low, and then we could start. That's at least an assumption, and definitely a possibility, but I think it's noteworthy to say that we broke out of this descending wedge. But overall, I see this here as a wave 1 to the upside. Oops, that was ugly. The wave 1 to the upside that led all the way to around 198. That was in April 21, and since then we've come down in this wave 2. I think the wave 2 is not finished, at least there is no evidence that it is, and the wave 2 is a WXY pattern, wave W, wave X, wave Y. Each of these subwaves consists of an ABC, and we are now obviously in the Y wave, which consists here of a wave A, a wave B, and a wave C. This hasn't really changed. I think I only have changed the position of the wave B due to the latest strong sell-off. And if we now go here to the 1 hour chart, or let's go to the 4 hour, then we see it a bit better. So my view is that from this wave B top, which was reached at around 55 cents, we've obviously come down. That last leg down is quite impulsive. So an idea for a wave count here for the wave C of Y. Wave C is a 5-wave move. We could say this was a wave 1. This is a wave 2, basically an A, B, C. This here as a wave 3. We might just put the wave 4 in the moment as a triangle maybe, and there'll be one more wave 5. And this could be some kind of a diagonal, so it wouldn't be a disaster if waves 1 and 4 overlap, but they don't do at the moment. This looks to me like a potential, well, kind of triangle pattern, contracting triangle maybe in this fourth wave. A fourth wave likes to do these things. So basically you could say that the wave 3 was finished down here on the 10th of November, that low, 9th of November at 31 cents. And then we've moved up, well, and we are putting this triangle in place. That triangle formation is possible for Bitcoin, for example, as well. And it's a so-called contracting triangle, wave A, B, C, D, and we might now just put the wave E in, and we would then come down with an impulsive sell-off that would take us below the June low, so below 28 cents. That's sort of ideal. And maybe we are retesting this low here at around 25 cents or so, retesting this sort of descending trend line. Of course, we could we break out to the upside? Yes, but it's unlikely for me. Don't think we've seen the low yet because we haven't made a new lower low, and the whole messy chart structure here is still there. So it would actually be quite good for the chart to make that one more dip. Is it possible to go up from here straight away? You know, could the low already be in? Yes, but I find it very unlikely. it would get a bit more likely if we get above 41.5 cent, above the 50% fib retracement. Then we could say that the wave 4, or it's probably not a wave 4 because the wave 4 would normally not retrace more than that. Then it might be something different, maybe something more bullish. But really, as long as we stay below the 56 cent level, yeah, nothing has changed here, and the focus would rather still be on the downside. Yeah, I mean, to consider this, the way this is structured as a 1-2-1-2 setup is possible, but for me unlikely. The subwaves don't really align with that. It suggests here some kind of a triangle pattern that would fit very well, and you can see how we're actually moving closer and closer here into the apex. So if we basically until tomorrow we should have a decision here. Let's see. It oftentimes when that happens, you know, volume down here, you can see the volume is coming down. That always suggests that we are in a triangle. Triangles represent indecision of the market, but typically when you get squeezed into an apex like that, the next move will be quite impulsive, and the triangle shape here would suggest one more leg down. Okay, and this is my update about XRP. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.